cope with what we have. And we heard from Sakida, who has said that the teams, everything is in place for the best of basketball to be held. And we hope that those words will be what it is supposed to be. Great basketball, these girls will always play.
But again, I wonder why, most of the time we talk about our league, we talk about, playing this league, but we hardly ever take ladies that play the league. Most of the times, those that are based. Is it that the league really doesn't produce the smart talents that we can bring to the national team and say, okay, these are the girls we want, let's have them join the national team, or let the base of the national team be made up of girls that play in this league?
It's a tall order. Now we'll talk about the league.
Yeah,
you don't run a league for 1 month or 2 months. This league has been run just within weeks. They go on a break, they come back and play. It's been abridged. It's just like playing home and away games, and that's all. Leagues are played for weeks, for months, and almost a year. That's the way leagues run. Look at the experience those girls coming with, and if you put them side by side, you see clear results. You don't expect Rina Wakama to be looking out for players who play in the Nigerian Basketball League that have not played basketball for almost 6 months or 8 months, and they come and compete with these girls that have been playing consistently. Yeah, there is too much talent. I've been talking about this. I talk about the Wakama sisters, not the Rina Wakama herself. Yeah. This was in 2016 when I started following the Nigerian basketball full time. 2014 actually. I talk about Atosu Ube. A couple of them traveled out of the Nigerian basketball and got some very good. Atosu Ube even joined the national team. There is also Nkechi Akashili, wonderful basketball player with First Deep Waters, that also played for First Bank. She won the MVP over time. But like I said, how was the league running at that time and how is it running now? It was even way better than what we have currently. Too many issues with the Nigerian league. Now we don't have the men's league this year again. We'll just do 1, 2, 3, 4 arrangements and we have the game to be played. I understand the fact that we need a lot of investors, but have we put our ass right in our own home to make this thing? I think that's the challenge. Just to talk about the games that we saw in day one.
Yeah, please give us the result.
MFM beat Dolphins 66-58. Just remind you, MFM are the defending champions.
Yes, they are.
They were really bad in the first round. I'm surprised to see that they're coming back again. It's a good one. Bayelsa Wales defeated Delta Force by just 1 point, 42-41. This is in Enugu. We also saw a walkover for First Deporters over Sunshine Angels. Sunshine Angels couldn't make that game. And normally you just get a 20 points. The same thing for First Bank against IGP Quincy was a walkover. And that's the same thing Air Warriors had over Nigeria Army, a walkover. And the biggest of score lines in yesterday's games was Plateau Peaks defeating Royal AC 71-67. We also saw a 74-67 victory over for Titans over Kada Angels. And Nasara Amazons lost in a blowout fashion against the Nigerian Customs you were talking about, 73-41. That was hugely a blowout. And you know the Nigerian Customs and how they play their basketball. They are ready to do justice to anybody who comes their way. Yeah, it's going to be really tough to see who takes them out. Maybe MFM that played last season, not this current MFM, but with what they've done in their first game in round 2 against them Dolphins, it looks like they have an opportunity to rival them when they come down to Lagos to play the finals.
Wow, so lovely one there, talking about the teams, the women's teams and club sides that are playing the league. Like I did say, of course, the Atlantic and the Savannah Conference. Abuja and Enugu, the second phase of the women's basketball league, if you want to put it that way. First Bank, definitely, basketball club hoping to bury the ghost of last season when they capitulated in the second phase despite having a perfect record during the first phase. And the current holders of the title, MFM women's basketball team, like Azu said, came from the dead in the Atlantic Conference to qualify and went all the way to lifting the title, and they are currently in the same line after losing 3 games during the first phase in Akure. All right, let's switch it up. We're going to the NBA. 1 month to the NBA. And Joel Embiid has signed, a contract extension, 3-year contract extension, totaling $193 million. Yes, the Philadelphia 76ers have signed center Joel Embiid to a reported 3-year deal, talking about extension. And Embiid will decline his $59 million player option for the 2026-27 season and sign this new $193 million extension. This new deal will give him a player option for the 2028-2029 season. And of course, according to him on Instagram, the man says, Philadelphia is home. I want to be here for the rest of my career. I love this community and everything you've given me and my family. There's a lot more work to do. You guys deserve a championship. And I think we are just getting started. Azu.
Since 1983, they've not won a championship. Philadelphia.
That's how close are they with Joel Embiid now?
It's a tall order. It's a tall order. When you have teams that still have the likes of Nikola Jokic, have Dallas Mavericks who still got Luka Doncic, have Steph Curry with Golden State Warriors, have the big name LeBron James, and now his son, even if he's not giving us what we expected, LeBron James with the LA Lakers. It's going to be tough for Joel Embiid. Wow. But that man has got some great basketball talent. He just needs a deeper squad to get the results that they need. Now, he's 10 years already in the career. By the time that deal expires, it will be 13 years for Joel Embiid. The man was born right here in Africa, Cameroon to be precise. I thought he was even going to play for Cameroon at some point. But
at some point,
he signed a deal that's almost $200 million. That's some huge amount of money. These guys, they cash out.
193 million.
193 million. So it's a big one. And why won't you call it home? The others will be home, man.
I feel you, man. I feel you. Let him just take the 190 and give me the 3 million behind. That Bro. 3 million. He should take the 190. It's not like as if I'm.
Let's start with 90,000.
Oh my goodness. Well, of course, Joel Embiid selected by the 76ers with the number 3 pick in the 2014 NBA draft is a 7-time All-Star, 2-time scoring champion, 3-time member of the NBA All-Defensive Team, and was all NBA first team in 2023 to go along with his only MVP award. He was also part of the U.S. men's Olympic basketball team that won gold in Paris this past summer. This guy, the 2023-24 season, had averaged 34.7 points, 11 rebounds, 1.2 steals, 1.7 blocks, and played 33 minutes. Wow.
This man is fantastic. He's gone through so much injuries here and there. He would have had more All-Star games, so All-Star names to himself. He had 7 already. Remember, he had a case of facial condition, which is Bell's palsy. Yeah. And he actually that was early this year. Johnny Embiid has gone through lots. And he went to the US at the age of 16. He wasn't really playing basketball as he came to the US. A couple of players like that from Africa, and they go all the way and become one of the best. Johnny Embiid understands this game so well. I think if he just joins a big boy, any of those teams I mentioned, if he joined them, nobody will take the league away from them. That's how good Joel Embiid is. One of the finest basketball players. They call him the king of free throws, but I just laugh at them. He's good, plays the assist games, scores the points. For me, it's just in that level of Nikola Jokic. It's a huge competition, but Nikola Jokic has got some edge with what he's been able to do. At least he's won the title as a big name in that team. We're just going to look out for the best of basketball. Hopefully, the likes of Tyrese Maxey will be willing to, or be doing more than they've done last season to help Philadelphia get closer, or at least win the title, after 41 years.
But again, the big question is, can anyone stop Victor Wembanyama from becoming the player of the year for next season? A lot of people are tipping him. I saw a poll where people were like, you know what, watch out for Victor Wembanyama next season. That guy is surely going to be the player of the year in the NBA. I don't know if you share that sentiment, because we saw him at the Olympic Games in France, where his country, of course, hosted, so close to winning it, but for the brilliance of Steph Curry, who was sinking in those 3-pointers like, they were just, points in the paint, and eventually France lost that final. But when Wembanyama is such a prospect, how close do you think he is to getting to that status where he surely will be respected as one of the best in the business when it comes to the NBA?
He's really close. Yes, he's a young man, and he doesn't play like a rookie.
He doesn't. That's
never played like a rookie, rather. But he's got a couple of experience in Europe. Just a young boy with that great height, has the qualities. I would say he was the only one playing against. It was like him playing against the US at the Olympics. Not like they don't have top players, but that's how quickly Wembanyama has risen. His rise reminds me of what happened to Luka Doncic, Luka Doncic, who did so well in the Euro League before coming to the NBA. And look at what that man is today. But Wembanyama has got a different style. He's a center, one of the tallest in the NBA currently. And his ball handling makes him a great player. He is in contention, but the team will also have a role to play to make him win that title. He has to do more. He has to be, most likely, they should be playing in the playoffs. They need to get 1 or 2 players to produce them team. That's the longest serving coach in anything. The top 4 spots in the US. Greg Popovich has been there for, if not about 3 decades now.
Yeah.
Wonderful basketball coach. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens at the end of the day with Bayama. I'll just allow him start this season. I'll see more. He's got the likes of Jason Tatum. He's going to rival the likes of Luka Doncic. Steph Curry is also having an outside chance with what these young boys are doing. Luka Doncic is also right there. These are some of the top players I'm looking to win this title. But it's an all-season thing. I think Bayama has got that quality. But it's going to be hard for him to get that title to himself. But I'm not ruling him out. I'll keep him in the top 3.
Keep him in the top 3. Meanwhile, I did talk about Vince Carter. Well, of course, that man is going to be a good year for his legacy. The former NBA star will have his number 15 jersey retired by the Raptors this season with a ceremony on the 2nd of November as the Raptors host Sacramento. Carter began his 22-year NBA career in Toronto, playing with the Raptors from 1998 to 2004 while helping launch the team into the years after it was founded. He will be the first player in franchise history to have his jersey retired. Wow. Vince Carter. Well, the number 15 will also be retired by the Brooklyn Nets sometime this upcoming season, which the Nets announced way back in May. Carter spent 5 seasons with then New Jersey Nets after being traded by Toronto in 2004. After being traded Orlando Magic in 2009, Carter went on to play for 6 more teams before announcing his retirement in 2020 at the age of, wait for it, 43. Wow.
Legendary.
That guy is legendary. Legendary stuff.
Any day, anytime. Legendary.
Wow.
Vince Carter, rather than mine.
Yeah.
He retired just about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
That's how great he was. And you imagine, for those of you who don't understand why 2 teams will be retiring his jersey, not for 1 season, but for life.
For life.
For life.
No other person will have access to that number.
The one I prefer to call Air Canada.
Air Canada.
Beat something in his rookie season.
Chai.
23.4 points in his first season.
Hi.
That was what he averaged. 23.4 points, 5.2 rebounds, 3.9 assists. Vince Carter might not be celebrated as much as Michael Jordan or LeBron James, but he played some wonderful basketball.
He did.
And I tell you, he still holds the Raptors' single season scoring record with 27.6 points per game. So why won't they retire his jersey?
I mean, he was high up there alongside Grant Hill. You could also put the late Kobe Bryant there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Vince Carter was just.
Dwayne
I think
Wade.
he was a man who.
He was on that level.
Dwayne Wade.
Yeah.
I think he played for different generations.
Mm-hmm.
He was. I also remember him. While Allen Iverson was playing, and then of course, there's this guy Steve Nash.
There's a name I'm trying to remember right now. He played
Tracy
for
McGrady.
the Brooklyn Nets. He also played for this long. Oh, am I forgetting him? I wish I remember that name as quickly as possible. A very popular name in the world of basketball, but I'm struggling.
Tony Parker.
Not Tony Parker.
Okay.
This black tall guy also. But just to, like you've mentioned a couple of top names.
What's his name? The Truth.
What's that mean to me? I wouldn't use that to drag our time. If I get the name, I'm going to get to it as quickly as possible. But like you said, 8-time All-Star Vince Carter has done so much for the world of basketball. This is a man who has broken records, done things for himself, and he retired just about 4 years ago with 25,728 points altogether in 1,541 games with 8 NBA teams. And out of those 8, 2 have decided to retire his jersey. That was how good he was. He was the journeyman. He was the Nicolas Anelka as far as basketball is concerned. Playing for 8 teams is no joke, but Vince Carter is a name. Not Ben Simmons.
Okay.
What's this man? He retired just recently. He retired in his 40s too. What's wrong with me?
Oh my goodness! I think I know who you're trying to. I'll try and figure the name. Meanwhile, of course, Ben Simmons. Just so you know, he will be recovering very, very soon. Yeah, Bill Russell. Is that the name?
Not Bill Russell.
Okay.
Bill Russell is a legend. Those are old timers. I'm talking about a recent name.
Jason
this is also
Kidd. No, Jason Kidd is white. Don't
worry.
Blake Griffin.
Not Blake. Blake is also white.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
Is it to open? Is it to squeeze? Is it to scoop? And is it Sonny and tomato mix in a new stand-up pouch.
Savings that bring you home.
Kids, this is our new home.
Dad, our new house is big.
Savings that support your joy.
Congratulations, you've become parents.
Savings that free your creativity.
Camera rolling and action.
Achieve much more with AXA Mansard Money Market Funds. Open an account today to enjoy competitive returns on savings. Track daily interest with ease. Prompt liquidation without penalties. Transact online and via USSD. Visit www.axamansard.com today.
Please read the prospectus and where in doubt, consult your stockbroker, fund or portfolio manager, accountant, banker, solicitor, or any other professional advisor for guidance before subscribing.
In Nigeria, the weather can change in an instant, just like life itself. Even when you are caught in a heavy downpour or harmattan has left your skin dry, there's one thing that never changes: the restoring power of Vaseline Petroleum Jelly. Because we all know when harmattan strikes, if you are not protecting your skin, it cracks. So do your lips, and no one wants that. So use Vaseline Petroleum Jelly to keep your skin healthy, smooth, moisturized, and protected all day long, so you can embrace every season with confidence.
Hey there! Yes, you! You just won 5,000 Naira cash! And you, sitting by the side, there's 1 month Showmax subscription to watch the Premier League waiting for you! You behind! Of course! You're not left out! How does 1,000 Naira airtime and 2,000 Naira Uber discount sound? All this could come true when you buy the No Unwrap and Win pack. Open it, look for a cube with a 6-digit code on its wrapper, text the code to 8011 and follow the prompts to stand a chance to win any of these instant prizes. Promo valid from July till December. Terms and conditions apply. Get extra value on the No Unwrap and Win pack. No, eat for good.
Hey there. Sharing is caring, and sharing your phone's hotspot is a great way to help a friend in need. But wait, are you keeping your data safe? Here are smart tips to control your data while sharing your hotspot. Lock down your hotspot with a strong password to ensure there are no data party crashes. Also, remember to change your password frequently to avoid unauthorized use of your data. So, go on, share your connection with loved ones securely and still have plenty of data left. Visit your mobile operator's website or consumer.ncc.gov.ng to learn more. This message is brought to you by the Association of Licensed Telecoms Operators and the Nigerian Communications Commission.
All 380 games are about to come alive on your mobile phone. Step into the Premier League with Showmax.
This is the league we want to watch.
No matter where you are, your favorite teams are just a tap away.
Here now is the big business that truly stirs.
Sign up on the Premier League plan on Showmax.com. Create your account, download the Showmax app, and stream the Premier League for only 3,200 Naira right on your mobile. It's your stadium on the move.
Enter the Onga Taste the Millions promo with 250 million Naira worth of cash and prizes to be won. To stand a chance to win, buy any of the new promotional packs, take 1 empty sachet of the Onga 90Q pack or 2 empty sachets of the Onga 50Q pack to the collection center closest to you and exchange the sachets for a scratch card. Scratch the card to reveal a unique code. Text the code to 1393. Promo runs from September to October 2024. For further inquiries, visit www.ongamillionspromo.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Good morning to the best dad in the world.
Ah, welcome my princess and bride-to-be.
Daddy, I want a special wedding gift. Additional shares in the Nigerian Breweries PLC rights issue offer.
That's smart. So, you two have heard about the Nigerian Breweries PLC rights issue offer of 22,607,491,232 ordinary shares of 50 kobo each at 26 naira 50 kobo per share.
Yes, my friends and husband-to-be are participating in the rights issue.
Join the smart investors for the future. Participate in the Nigerian Brewers PLC rights issue. Offer opens Monday, 2nd September 2024 and closes Friday, 11th October 2024. Visit www.nbplc to download the form, complete and submit with evidence of payment no later than Friday, 11th October 2024 to any of the issuing houses or receiving agents in the rights circular. Nigerian Brewers PLC. Winning with Nigeria.
Everything surely comes to an end. That dinner, that mushy movie, even that long traffic. But there's one thing that doesn't. Enjoy truly unlimited data with Airtel Unlimited Speed-Based Plans. Visit www.airtel.com.ng/HBB to buy now. Airtel, a reason to imagine.
Sorry, madam. There's an emergency at the shop. They need you now. It's a serious...
Nothing is more serious than a Golden Morn breakfast with my family. Don't you understand? All our winnings start with a nutritious golden breakfast. Now, sit down. Please join us.
Yes, ma. At once.
Breakfast is serious business. Handle it with a nutritious Golden Morn. Now with a great new look. Trust Golden Morn to help fuel your family to win every day. Golden Morn. Make every day golden.
Hi, I'm Natasha Kimani. I'm a governance and public policy expert and the host of Talk to Me Direct podcast. Talk to Me Direct is produced by Luminate. Luminate is a global foundation working to ensure that everyone, especially those underrepresented, have the information, rights, and power to influence decisions that affect their lives. In the next episode, we delve into the wonderful world of storytelling, which is core in shifting narratives in the civic space in Africa with the filmmaker Judy Kibinge.
You need to take those films back to the communities where they were made. You need to take those films into our cities so that we as voters and policymakers and storytellers can see them and be re-influenced by them.
Like and subscribe to Talk to Me Direct wherever you get your podcasts.
Attention, all secondary schools, get ready to speak up, stand out, and make your voice heard. I Beg to Differ Secondary School Debate Tournament Season 8 is here. If you have the passion, the skills, and the will to win, this is your moment. Auditions for this year's season kicks off on Monday, September 16th and run until September 30th. Don't miss this chance to compete with the brightest minds in Lagos. How to enter? Visit www.nigeriainfo.fm. Click on the I Beg to Differ banner on the homepage. Choose only one out of 3 topics listed. Argue 2 minutes in favor of and 2 minutes against the topic you chose. Upload your 4 minutes recording in MP3 format. Fill in your other details and submit. This is open to secondary school students between the ages of 13 and 16. Register now and prove that you have what it takes to be an I Beg to Differ champion. I Beg to Differ Debate Season 8, the Tournament of Champions. "365 days of conflict." Hamas attack on Israel on October 7th killed 1,200. To date, Israel has killed over 14,000 children. These are not just numbers, they are lives forever changed. Join us for the first of our annual Borderlines debate, a symposium on Israel-Gaza war on Thursday on October 10th at 4 p.m. A forum where ambassadors, diplomats, and humanitarian voices will gather to debate the yesterday, today, and the way forward for Israel, Palestine, and the Middle East. Is there a pathway for peace? The Borderlines debate on October 10th at 4 p.m. This is a chance to hear from both sides. Real stories, real stakes, real solutions. Don't miss the repeat broadcast on Friday, October 11th at 4 p.m. Borderlines debate, Thursday, October 10th at 4 p.m. Only on Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
All right, welcome back. 99.3 Nigeria Info and still cut side. But again, it's a crescendo. We have to, really call it a rap. How to pay the bills as well. Right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Overdose standing in for Chumanali alongside Azu Onitsha. I was just talking about Vince Carter. By the way, the player he was trying to remember was Kevin Garnett. Yeah, Kevin Garnett played. I played the bulk of his basketball with Timberwolves, Minnesota Timberwolves. Then he went to
Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, Brooklyn Nets. I think at some point did he play?
He played for
Boston Celtics.
Boston Celtics, rather. That's the team I was going to remember.
Yeah, before Brooklyn Nets. Yeah.
6 years, 12 years first at Timberwolves. Then played 6 years.
12 years.
12 years first, 95 to 2007. Yeah, 12 years. Then moved on to Brooklyn Nets, played another 6 years. That's how many years? That's 18. He still came back to the Timberwolves for his final club. Played for, I think it was the Brooklyn Nets in between.
Yeah.
I think he played 2 seasons for. So that man had over 20 seasons under his belt. Kevin Garnett, legend.
Well, before we call it a wrap on the show, I just want to ask you, who do you think is going to be the leading man this season? Shai Gilgeous-Alexander of Oklahoma City Thunder, Jason Tatum of Boston Celtics, Giannis Antetokounmpo of the Milwaukee Bucks, Luka Doncic of Dallas Mavericks, Nikola Jokic of Denver Nuggets.
It's going to be a tough one.
I know it's going to be a tough one.
Am I arranging them or just picking one?
Brother, just anyhow you want to do. Just arrange them.
I'll give it to Luka Doncic.
Doncic of the Nuggets.
I'm a fan of Doncic.
Wow.
I love. Is Steph on that list?
Yeah, no, Steph is
okay. I love Doncic. I've seen him play basketball over time, and that guy is great. He almost single-handedly, without Kyrie Irving's top performance in the final against Boston Celtics, win the title. And Jason Tatum said something.
Yeah.
He said, once I saw that Nikola Jokic had been knocked out by, I think it was the Minnesota Timberwolves, he knew they were going to win the title. So Nikola Jokic is also another dangerous man I'm looking forward to. I love Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, SGA, I'm a great basketball player. But for me, I want to see, I think it will be the season for Luka Doncic to do something different.
All right, I want to say a big thank you to you, Azu Onitsha, for coming on the show. And yes, hoping to see you next Monday. Although I will not be here, but I hope to see you because we always see you in the office,
No,
it's good. It's good.
There you go.
No, I'll see you.
It was a pleasure to be here. Hopefully, I'll be here too. If hope there's no league match on Monday.
I hope so too.
Okay.
I hope so.
Have a great night rest.
All right, then we'll be switching to Game On in a very, very short while. So keep your eye here. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Yes, cut side, done and dusted.
The telenovelas of radio information.
More news.
More conversations.
More information.
More sports.
And more talk.
Nigerians station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. Have your say in what we say.
We talk the talk.
People are making so much money. All the money Buhari borrowed to fight insurgency are in people's pockets.
This nonsense we are doing in this country more.
With all that happens,
we keep up with all events.
I hardly hear female lawyers handling high-profile cases.
Another season where Manchester City dominates from maybe start to finish this time around.
It's 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Game On with Femi and the Gang just got more exciting. With content richer than ever before. It's 3 hours of undiluted fun from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Monday to Friday every week on 99.3 Nigeria Info. The goal is to excite and inform you with unique and exclusive elements added to each day's sports broadcast. Monday provides courtside for the basketball fans. Tuesday offers the Fans League game show and the freshly added Money Side of Sports. Wednesday is laced with the Fans League and newly introduced the Human Angle Stories, while Thursday delivers the Fat G FPL podcast and the Odds and Ticket Show. Then Friday takes the fun to the peak with every member of the team present on the broadcast, led by Femi Daniels and the Fan Battle Special. Catch all the fun, excitement, and drama with Femi and the Gang every working day of the week on 99.3 Nigeria Info. It's sports presentation delivered just the way you like it. .3 Nigeria Info.
Informing and entertaining is what we do.
Aren't you sick of blaming someone? Aren't you even sick of a situation?
Sometimes, even if your president wants to do the best for you, they will tell him, my friend, don't do that.
These things do just we like, you know.
Tune in round the clock for the best of radio programming.
It's Nigeria's station for talk.
Let's talk.
Right, 99.3 Nigeria Info. Yes, game on it is activated right here on your dial of magic, the number one dial that lets you in on what's happening in the big, beautiful world of sports. Yes, indeed, it's a Monday, and that means that we'll review all the action that went down on weekend from Friday to Saturday, and then, of course, Sunday. Welcome. Yes, game on right here, and Overdose is the man driving you through that one, at least for the now. I have wonderful people in the studio, so I will proceed to introduce them as we go right into it. And what a game we witnessed yesterday in that big blockbuster of a fixture. Manchester City at the Etihad up against Arsenal, and you could see at some point Arsenal just seemed like the men of the night watch in Game of Thrones, defending with their lives right there. But then again, I don't know, the White Walkers, I don't know if that's Man City, but they eventually were able to break that wall and snatch a point. Well, I will actually go into all of that, even as Ian Wright is blasting Man City's Haaland for, of course, telling Arteta to be humble. I don't know why he had to do that, but again, that video came out and Haaland said, be humble, eh? And Gabriel Jesus was like, why are you talking to my coach? What? Whoa, what a weekend. But anyways, let me introduce the guys. First off, Adesi Michael is here in the studio. Adesi Michael, welcome. How you doing?
I'm fine. Good evening, Lagos. It's Monday night. Will I say football? No. Monday night game on.
Monday night game on, definitely. Also, a man who, well, I don't know, these days he likes to feature with the gang, but he's still one of us. We always welcome him with open hands. He's a man we cannot throw away.
He's retired.
We can't throw him away, but once in a while, he just comes to feature, and we'll always welcome him. Ufoma Igbamino is his name. First color, my man. Ufoma, what's going on?
I don't know about being retired.
No, you're not. I didn't say you're retired.
He's down.
Oh, okay.
I'm still active. Please. I'm still in active service.
He's radioactive. Yeah.
But
well,
literally,
radioactive. Radioactive. Wow, interesting. Wisdom. Well, Brown, Chicken Brownish is right here in the studio as well. Brown, what's up? How you doing?
I'm doing phenomenal.
Phenomenal. Mr. Phenomenal.
We just sounded like that Ego Tupac and his hype man.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm doing phenomenal. Phenomenal.
You say well.
So sweet.
You say well.
So great.
You say well.
Radioactive.
Don't go to that.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. Well, of course, what a weekend it was. Enugu Rangers knocked out of the CAF Champions League qualifiers. Sagrada were the team to knock them out. And of course, Aimba International, Etoile Filante, making sure that, of course, they beat them via penalties. But let's start with the Premier League. A lot of action went down over the course of the weekend, starting with what went down in the London Stadium, or at the London Stadium. West Ham United beaten by Chelsea 3-0. Nicholas Jackson with a brace. and he had to do the thriller celebration. Yes, talking about his thrilling display and in the Blues, all 3 points are right there in that one. Aston Villa, of course, beat Wolverhampton Wanderers by 3-1. At some point, it was 1-0, but concentration the key as comeback Kings. Villa won that one. Ezri Konsa with the concentration right there to actually get the second goal in the 88th minute, and that led to the third goal from John Duran as Unai Emery, Mr. Good Evening, definitely won that one by 3-1 against Wolves. Fulham beat Newcastle 3-1 as well, and of course Newcastle make a meal out of the loss there, because Emil Smith-Rowe scored the second goal. Raul Jimenez actually got the first, Emil Smith-Rowe with the second, and of course Harvey Barnes with a barnstorming right there for Newcastle. Thought they were going to actually come and turn this around, but Nelson said no way in the 92nd minute, and in the end it was 3-1 in favor of Fulham. Leicester and Everton shared the spoils, 1-1 after 90 minutes for Liverpool. Lewis gave them what was theirs as he dazzled, and the Reds slotted into 3 points with Ancelot. 2 well-taken goals from Luis Diaz and another from Darwin Núñez, and their win was Liverpool's right there, courtesy Núñez. While, of course, Crystal Palace and Manchester United had to settle for a goalless draw. They were left frustrated by the plucky Eagles, and of course Oliver Glasner and Crystal Palace getting that goalless draw. Manchester United not being able to find the back of the net, not even getting the win in that one. Tottenham beat Brentford by 3-1. And of course, Dominic Solanke got the first goal after Mbuemo scored a brilliant opener in the first minute. Solanke with the first, Brandon Johnson with the second, and then James Maddison with the third. By the way, 40,000 naira to be given out. So if you definitely want to be on that, just dial *347 *880 *3#. Tell me, not peak of the weekend, but of course it was the Super Sunday clash involving Arsenal and Manchester City, and what a fixture. First, before that one, it was Brighton, not Brighton the day of the fans, with that 2-2 draw against that team. Talking about Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest was shown a red card through that man, talking about a man, Morgan Gibbs White. Nuno Espirito Santo also was shown a red card as well, and of course Husela, the manager of Brighton, also shown a red card in that game. But the action was at the Etihad Stadium. A 2-2 draw. And of course, John Stones strike at the death as Man City broke the Arsenal heart right there in that particular one. Well, John Stones scored in the 98th minute. Well, just when he thought Arsenal had actually won, ending Man City's 47-match unbeaten streak. But then Man City like, no. I don't know. I'll start with you, Foma. How impressed were you with the Arsenal game, especially with the way they defended in the second half? I mean, first half they got a red card, and I don't know if I should start with that first. Was that a deserved yellow card, the second yellow card to Leandro Trossard?
Is that where we're starting from?
Yes, that's where I'm starting from.
By the rules of the game, by the letter of the law, with the new rules introduced by the Premier League, which, if we're being honest, everybody was told. All the clubs were told, all the players were told that if you delay restart, either by petulance, either by running with the ball, either by kicking it away, no matter how slightly it is, it's a yellow card. So if we're following that law, then yes, it's well deserved. However, I think that while this law was brought in to actually ensure that people don't waste, because you see players do that to avoid their opponents from having a quick free kick. They do all sorts of these little things. I think that as much as this law was brought in to stop all of that, there are grey areas where it's really not about you're stopping restart, so to speak. I'll give you a very good example. I'm sure Branish will remember this. Champions League round of 16, semi-final. No, not semi. Round of 16 game between Barcelona and Arsenal. Robin van Persie kick the ball out.
And the referee sent him off.
And referee gave me a yellow card.
He said he didn't hear the whistle.
Exactly, that's what he said. That, and possibly the I honestly don't want to see players getting yellow cards that ultimately become red cards for those kinds of incidents. In a weekend where the Tottenham goalkeeper handled the ball outside of the area, it was very clear, and the referee did not send him off. In a weekend where one of the Chelsea defenders, I think it was Levi Colwell or Zifofana, literally held someone, in the 18-yard area, that should have been a penalty. In a weekend where you had this kind of incidents and they were not called, I don't think kicking the ball away, should be a yellow card. But that's not to give any excuse to Trossard. Like I said, everybody has been told. All the 20 Premier League clubs have been told. All the players have been told. Do not kick the ball away, or do not attempt to stop the restart when your opponent has a free kick. If you do that, it's a yellow card. Trossard will have only himself to blame.
All right, Trossard will have only himself to blame. But again, looking at that game, Pep Guardiola came out to say that first goal should not have actually the goal by Calafiori, because the referee Michael Oliver called Kyle Walker, and then while Kyle Walker went to answer him, asked how quickly he went, and before he could recover, Gabriel Martinelli made that pass, and then Calafiori struck and made it 1-1. And it was like, now moving forward, whenever referees call his players, they will never answer the referees again, because according to him, they were disorganized once that free kick was taken, and he wasn't happy about that. What do you make of that? Do you think he has a point?
Well, I think so. I think that Oliver had... I think he was one of those referees that I respect in the Premier League, because he has a bit of less controversy around his decision making. And when the game started, you could see that he didn't want to quickly sanction everybody. He just wanted to just let the game flow, put his cards in his pocket. But did he get some decisions wrong? I think so. That of Kyle Walker, he was on his own. You called him to try to talk to his players to behave, because the game started frantically, right? Now, after calling him, he left his position. And quickly there was a restart, and he didn't even get back to his position.
That's not true.
I'm going somewhere. You called him out for him. You put him out of his position, a position where he's been fighting with Saka even before that incident happened, right? But now, as soon as that free kick the game was restarted, it was through that position that a goal was considered, right? Okay. Now, what I expected was, when the decision was, when we heard the verdict was that it was thought that Kyle Walker had enough time to retreat or recover. And I also expected that his assistant referees, that is Oliver, would have intervened to say, we were watching, there's not been enough time for him to go back, right? And thereby, that game shouldn't have stood, or would have allowed him to.
And have you seen the replay of that incident again?
I have seen it.
If you've seen it, I'm sort of miffed. And to be very fair,
I have seen it.
To be very fair, I think they're even showing the replay on one of the TV stations now.
I've seen it.
To be very fair, Overdose. I find it extremely shocked that we're even having this conversation about Walker not coming back to position.
Yeah, because Pep Guardiola pointed it out.
Of course, he would point it out. Is he not the Manchester City manager? All of them will moan as much as they want. The same way, of course, Arteta was moaning about the second yellow card that turned into a red. When in the real sense of the word, I'm sure that by the time he gets into the dressing room, he'll probably have a conversation with Trossard. Take a good look at that replay. Yes, the referee called both of them back to talk to them, right? Look at the replay again. Kyle Walker was standing before the free kick was taken. He was standing where he should stand. Look at it again. That's one. Two, the referee had finished talking to them. Kyle Walker was jogging back slowly. He was talking to his teammates. He had ample time to get back to where, and he did get back. When you take quick free kicks, what's the aim of taking quick free kicks? It's not to catch your opponent off position So we should now start legislating for a player should get back into, again, like I said, take a closer look at that incident, look at it again, and ask yourself if Kyle Walker did not get back to the position where he was supposed to get back to. Because people have been talking about it, and I keep wondering, have you seen the replay again, or is it from the first incident?
We have to go pay the bills now, so when we come back, we'll talk more about that.
It's our new home.
Dad, our new house is big.
Savings that support your joy.
Congratulations, you've become parents.
Savings that free your creativity. Achieve much more with AXA Mansard Money Market Funds. Open an account today to enjoy competitive returns on savings. Track daily interest with ease. Prompt liquidation without penalties. Transact online and via USSD. Visit www.axamansard.com today.
Please read the prospectus, and where in doubt, consult your stockbroker, fund or portfolio manager, accountant, banker, solicitor, or any other professional advisor for guidance before subscribing.
Yo, it's time to switch up your streaming and social media experiences. Introducing the Glow My G bundle, the first all-in-one social and music bundle. It's the perfect bundle for texting, snapping, streaming, sharing, vibing, and everything you love doing online. With My G bundle, you get the data deals for Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, WhatsApp, Boomplay, Audiomack, and Glow TV, all in one bundle. Now you can make every naira count with affordable all-in-one data bundles with Glow My G. Get 1 gigabyte for 300 naira, 1.5 gigabytes for 500 naira, and 3.5 gigabytes for 1,000 naira on the Glow My G bundle. Plus, you also get 1 hour of free browsing on your favorite apps. That's Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, WhatsApp, Boomplay, Audiomack, and Glow TV. Dial *312# to start making every naira count with the Glow My G bundle. T's and C's apply.
Glow Unlimited.
My son Frank, I no longer have much time. I've been reflecting on my life and I have many regrets. I regret how I treated you when you were younger. I regret not being there for you as a father. But my biggest regret, Frank, is not buying more homes from Foreshore Waters. Imagine how much more wealth I could have built and still handed them over to you. My son, don't be like me.
Actually, Mr. Johnson, this is Dr. Paul, not your son. And it was a false alarm. You're not dying. Just a few drugs and you're good to go.
You don't mean it. In that case, call me Foreshore Waters right away. Some of our customers regret not buying more units than they did. You can also experience the wealth-building effect of a Foreshore home when you buy a 5-bed luxury maisonette off Banana Island Road at 89.99 million naira initial deposit. Offer valid till the 2nd of October. Call 0700 666 6888 or visit fwl.ng.
Why do we love stories? Is it because we see ourselves reflected in the different characters? Or is it the unimagined worlds we may never be in, but can experience for an hour or more? So intriguing that it leaves us spellbound. Is it the thrill, the tears, the emotions, the fears? Or is it just because we love the stories we've never felt before?
Find the stories you love on Netflix with plans starting from 2,200 naira.
Hey there! Yes, you! You just won 5,000 naira cash! And you, sitting by the side, there's 1 month Showmax subscription to watch the Premier League waiting for you! You behind! Of course! You're not left out! How does 1,000 naira airtime and 2,000 naira Uber discount sound? All this could come true when you buy the No Unwrap and Win pack. Open it, look for a cube with a 6-digit code on its wrapper, text the code to 8011 and follow the prompts to stand a chance to win any of these instant prizes. Promo valid from July till December. Terms and conditions apply. Get extra value on the No Unwrap and Win pack. No, eat for good.
If you get the big dreams to do big things, lonely day with red money. If you get the big dreams to do big things, lonely day with red money. If you get the big dreams.
Get loans of up to 7 million naira on Rain Money. Call 0700 5000 500 or visit rainmoney.com to get started now.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back.
Yeah, 99.3 Nigeria info, and I must tell you, it's really, really getting heated, especially in
99.3
the comment
Nigeria
session. Yes, a whole lot of comments. WhatsApp, I meant to say, what's the comment session? You know, I'm just looking at the messages on WhatsApp, and they are quite much. Anyways, welcome back, 99.3 Nigerian info. It's game on right here with Femi and the gang. We've been talking about the Manchester City Arsenal fixture, and yes, a whole lot of talking points, even as Ian Wright, former Arsenal great Ian Wright, has called Man City striker Erling Haaland cowardly for throwing the ball at Gunner centre-back Gabriel Magalhaes during their 2-2 draw in the Premier League last night, if you like. Haaland threw the ball against the back of Gabriel's head after City's John Stones scored deep in added time to salvage a 2-2 draw with 10-man Arsenal and keep his side top of the table after a rip-roaring battle against their title rivals. An FA spokesperson said the incident involving Haaland and Gabriel was checked by VAR at the time and no further action was deemed necessary. Arsenal had forward Leandro Trossard sent off for a second yellow card before half-time for kicking the ball away after being penalized for a challenge on Bernardo Silva. And of course, according to Ian Wright, he says, I just felt like I needed to put something out there which has been bothering me because obviously the Trossard sending, of course, in a moment you're frustrated. It's 2-1 and I'm thinking, yes, we've got them. And then we get a player sent off for something that, let's face it, is foolishness. What are they getting sent off for now? So in the moment, yeah, again, you shouldn't be sent off for that. But one thing that boiled me up properly was Haaland's coward's move. I saw it this morning properly, throwing the ball in Gabi's head when he's not looking. When Gabi's back turned to him, a real coward move. Gabi would look him in the eye. I don't know what's making that sound. What's going on? Anyways, you want to say something? Okay. All right then. So, Brownish wanted to say something before we went. In fact, I think Foma was still talking before we went on that break. But
I was just trying to clear that whole.
Yeah.
Kyle Walker was not in position. I literally had to
show
you the highlight.
Exactly.
Kyle Walker was in position. He was actually facing Partey before that free kick was taken.
But he was slow to recover.
Simple thing. See, to be very honest with you, I think that there's been a lot of nitpicking from things that should not be an issue. I thought what Haaland did, with the throwing of the ball, slightly silly, but there's nothing to it. It's not like the ball is a trailer that when it hits your head is going to break into two. So I quite don't understand the whole coward talk from Ian Wright. In fact, I enjoyed that whole after the game, we're going at each other, stay humble, and of course I enjoyed it because as far as I'm concerned, that is a proper rivalry. What I don't get is that whole when Liverpool give us a game. I think for me it shows that Manchester City players are rattled. For the first time in a long while, they now understand that this is a proper rivalry. Pep Guardiola is great at hyping the opposition, talking about how great their manager is or the player is, or players rather are, and saying how he loves the way he likes doing that pre-game, and especially after he has beaten you 5-0 or 4-0. He loves doing it. He famously did it to Alex Ferguson in the build-up to the 2011 Champions League. Talking about how United are play beautiful football. They play football the right way. They go all attacking. All that in a scam, not trap. Because he wants you to come at him. Because he knows that whatever team he has managed, from Barca, maybe not so much as Bayern, but Barcelona, his Barcelona team, and this is Manchester City team, they would frustrate you with possession. He knows they're better than you. So he wants you to come at them because he knows that that's an easy way for him to beat you. And as Ferguson fell for that trap and went toe-to-toe with him in 2011, we all remember that final.
Yeah.
It was a one-sided affair. It was more like a training match for Barcelona. So when they see teams who play the opposite, Inter Milan did it on Wednesday. Didn't we see that? Inter Milan are the champions of Italy. Did they go to the Etihad to go and do all out? And I heard Bernardo Silva talking about Liverpool. Please, can anybody here tell me how many times Liverpool in the Premier League went to the Etihad, played all that entertaining football, and got all 3 points? The only time they beat Pep Guardiola's Manchester City was Pep Guardiola's first season, and Liverpool weren't even going for the title at that point in time. All through their struggle to get a Premier League, all when Liverpool and Manchester City were going head to head, Liverpool did not win any game at the Premier at the Etihad. So what's that whole talk of, Liverpool always gives us a good game? It's just, as far as I'm concerned, it just shows that the City players
they are scared of Arsenal.
I don't want to say scared might not be the word, because let's be honest, they are still the favorites. They still have the better players, but I think they've realized that this to not be because let's be honest, this is a team that they've been beating black and blue 5-0, 4-1, 3-1 home and away, but in the last 4 games they've not been able to get this win. So that's frustrating for the players, and that's why they're coming out and but for me it's just when nitpicking things that shouldn't be an issue. Kyle Walker is not in position, they're throwing ball on somebody's head. Come on.
Well, let's hear from the man himself, Pep Guardiola, and then I will come to the guys to actually tell me if it was a true reflection of what to expect from the title contenders this season. City and Arsenal still the number 1 and 2 team that will be battling for the title yet again. Feel free to actually jump in on that one again. And need I remind you, there is one play to actually win money for yourself. 40,000 all for grabs. Star 347 star 880 star 3 hash. That is what it is. But let's hear from Pep Guardiola this wonderful evening.
98, no, 97, because it's not just 7 minutes, no more than that. But it was I would say many things happened in the second 3 or 4. Delayed the game, and we start really well. Still we have this passion inside, the fire inside ourselves to fight with the team like the last 2 years, the contender to steal our Premier League, and still we are there, and we start really well, a fantastic goal, and we have incredible good moments. After the goal we concede, so the referee asked to the captains go there, and have to reorganize better, because we know the Arsenal, every time the free kick contact really quick with Martinelli and Saka. A part of that, we were well set up. Kyle arrived in the position after Calafiori make an exceptional goal, but you have to organize better the second half. The second goal, we didn't defend well. You have to be better with Gabriel, but give credit to them, because happened with all the clubs, not just Man City. So incredible taker, and Gabriel is so strong. They block a lot of plays in the first post when they decide to first post, and the first post when you're the far post, always they block, and they block a lot to Eddie. And Gabriel is so strong in that position. To give credit to them, because happen every game, and every game they're able to do it.
All right, so that is, of course, Pep Guardiola, and the man giving credit right there. But he still had more to say.
Because of course they defend so deep, and we can cross, but with White, Calafiori, Saliba, Gabriel, Wright's part is not easy, but give credit to Arsenal, they're really good, because they defend blocks, they defend crosses, and they defend all together, and after that make slowly the game, and we were so smart to don't make quick actions, it was so smart to don't concede faults. So the long balls will fall, in the action the cross second balls, don't touch them, and that is really good because the game continue, and at the end we could score before, we scored at the end, and a good point for us.
A good point for us. That is from the man talking about Pep Guardiola. And of course, I'll come to you in a very short while, Brownish. I know that you have a lot to say concerning that one, but let me just quickly read some messages. But before then, I must say that it's going to be something special coming into this season. Predict better, of course. We already know that you can win money from predicting, and that is what I just thought I should put out there. Predictbetter.com, predictbeta.com is actually a platform where you can predict and make money. But let's hear from Mikel Arteta himself as to what he felt after the game.
Probably the best team in the world. That's my reaction.
You're talking about your team.
Yeah, and I'm talking about his team.
And your thoughts on the game?
We had a very difficult start. In the first 10-15 minutes, we were struggling in two occasions to control certain spaces, and we didn't have enough ability to get out of the first 25-30 meters of the pitch, which meant that we never controlled the game. After that, we started to understand better what we have to do. We were much more efficient. We were back on the game, winning it, and we had the best moment. Obviously, we were thrown to a context of the game that makes it almost impossible for 56 minutes. But anyway, we adapted to that context in the best possible way, and the way the team competes is just unbelievable. I'm so proud of them. You cannot be thrown away in a more difficult situation against that kind of opponent, and the way we deal with it, we handle the situation is unbelievable. I'm so proud of them.
Of his team, the way they handled the situation. But of course, he also talked about, the red card situation as well. And let's hear that from him.
I prefer not to comment because I've seen it is that obvious that I think I leave it to you guys. I was already in big trouble trying to solve what happened on the pitch. It's not my problem now to solve what happens off the pitch.
But there was another one, wasn't there, featuring Doku?
That's what I'm saying. That is that obvious that I think it's not necessary to comment it. It's the second time. So I'm expecting 100 Premier League games this season to play 10 against 11 or 10 against 10 or 9 against 10. Let's see.
That's okay. Yeah, and that's sarcasm there, that little bit of sarcasm. So for every match he goes into now, Mikel Arteta is saying he's expected to at least finish it with 10 or 9 men, because Declan Rice was given a red card against Brighton, and then of course you have Trossard being sent off against Manchester City. I don't know. I think there was a red card again. I don't think there was.
So I think overdose.
Yeah.
Before Brownish comes in, there's this conversation about, and of course, rival fans would always say that it seems Arsenal fans are the ones almost always complaining and crying about refereeing decisions and all of that. Personally, I don't buy that school of thought that says these decisions will even themselves out over the season. I don't think it's true. Sometimes a club can have 2-3 refereeing decisions in their favor and 5-6 not in their favor. That's not evening out. But for me, I think the biggest issue here is that, like I said from the onset, about this yellow card thing for restarting or stopping restarting of games. People want to see consistency. The 20 clubs have been told, right? All the players have been told that if you kick the ball and you delay restart, you're going to get a yellow. Everybody was told that. But guess what? After 5 games, only 2 players have gotten second yellows for doing that. And those 2 players play for Arsenal. If you are an Arsenal fan, you will feel aggrieved, because it's not just Arsenal that are doing it. And I'll give you very clear examples. The Brighton game that Declan Rice got a red card. Brighton's João Pedro, the ball went for throwing. He kicked the ball 40 yards out. The referee saw it, did absolutely nothing. Declan Rice, second half, nudges the ball slightly away from the Brighton player. He gets a yellow card. Like our colleague in Port Harcourt, Kalela, would always say, when the referees want to mess you up, they will throw the rule books at you. The rule book says if you kick the ball and you delay restart, you get a yellow, right?
Yeah.
It happened to Declan Rice. You heard Arteta mention Doku. Watch that City game again yesterday. I'm saying this because I've sat down to watch that game. I woke up 7 a.m. this morning because I know they always replay the big game from
7 in the morning.
Exactly. I woke up before 7 because I wanted to watch the game again. Doku, there was a foul in front of the referee. Doku kicked the ball. The referee did nothing. Instead, the referee was even trying to explain that, Doku was kicking it to where the foul should have been played. Wrong. In fact, where that foul was actually played was not where the infringement happened. I'm not saying this. If you have the time, go look at the game again, look at the highlights again. You understand this. So if you are not going to give, the problem here is consistency.
Yeah.
If there have been Szoboszlai, I think it was last week, he was on a yellow. He kicked the ball. Even he himself, you could look at his face, he was feeling like, I don't get red. The referee did nothing. That's where common sense comes into play. For all the criticism that Michael Oliver gets, he got one right 2 weeks ago when Villa played Arsenal. You remember that incident where McGinn kicked the ball at what's his name? Saliba on the floor, and then Ben White retaliated almost immediately. If you follow the letter of the law, that's a yellow card for both players. But the referee used common sense to say, you know what, guys, stop this.
I don't want to, rather than giving both of you yellow cards, let me not give anybody a yellow card.
That's consistency. That's good refereeing. And for me, referees should be consistent. If you're going to give overdose, give overdose. But when Brown does his own,
you give him too.
End of story.
All right, Brown, you actually, sorry fans, I'll open the phone lines right now so you can actually speak, because the phone lines have been blazing. 0201-277-0993, 0201-465-7190. We also will talk about AJ and, of course, Daniel Dubois. How, of course, AJ was floored in that game. But, Brownish, go ahead.
Yeah, well, the first thing I would say, and I'm going to state my position very clearly, coming from someone who, myself now speaking, coming from someone who supports a team where, another team has, in quotes, what you would call a monopoly for over refereeing decisions. I totally understand. Allegedly, I totally understand the grievances of Arsenal fans. Now, why I say a monopoly of decisions, in the 2022-2023 season, when Barcelona won the league under Xavi Hernandez, Barcelona won it without converting a single penalty. Guess who had the most penalties that season? This season as well, guess who's had the most penalties this season in La Liga? Again, just after 6 games. But that's beside the point. So, but what the point I'm trying to make is I see where Arsenal fans are coming from. And nobody is saying that, that it shouldn't have been given. The point everybody is trying to make is that if you're giving it to Mr. A, you might as well give it to Mr. B.
You should.
You have to give. But if you're not going to, if you know that there's going to be a problem with consistency, and you might say that referees are different, right? But it wasn't the same referee that gave Declan Rice a red card, a second yellow, that gave Leandro Trossard a second yellow, which means it wasn't the same referee.
But the referees have been told to do the same thing.
But they've been told to do the same thing. Now here's the thing. The thing is, it's almost like you're only being consistent when it comes to Arsenal's case.
That's what it appears to be.
That's what it looks like. And it's not a good look, especially not in a league where not just the referees have been questioned, but VAR has been questioned. The entire, referees association has been questioned as well. You have to be given good looks. Instead of, in my opinion, right, because I think that kicking the ball away is negligible. Because in the end, football rules have stated that now all the time that you're wasting can be added on. So in the end, you are creating a problem for yourself.
Unfortunately,
because there's no way that there's going to be consistency across board. Because sometimes in games like that, for example, now if they had not given Trossard a second yellow card for that, nobody would have said that was a bad call. In my opinion. Why? Because it's a big game. That game could potentially have impact. You don't want to ruin a big game, right? So there are certain things that have happened in big games that people will write off that because it's a big game. Now why they excuse them?
Guess what? The same Man City versus Arsenal, April, the game that was 0-0.
Yeah.
Just last season, towards the end of last season.
Yeah.
Michael Oliver was the referee in that game. 2 incidents. Who remembers the 2 tackles from Matthew Kovacic on Odegaard? Nobody remembers it. He had 2 very terrible tackles that on their own
should have been red card.
You can even say they are red. But legally they are supposed to be yellows. He gave 1.
And didn't give
when the
it.
second one happened, he didn't give it. Guess what? Where how they have this program, Mike Top or what they call it, where they explain decisions.
Yeah.
4 days later, when Howard Webb came on that show with Michael Owen, guess what Howard Webb said? That Michael Oliver told him he saw it should have been a yellow, but he did not want to ruin the game because it was a big game. That was his excuse. So yes, in the
So
rule
those kind
books,
of things happen.
It's fine. In the rule books, referees are also told to use
that
common
discretion.
sense,
Use
discretion. So I can understand that. The worry that everybody will, or let me not say everybody, if an Arsenal fan sees that from Howard Webb, April, where the referee is saying, I did not want to ruin the game, and then September, he sees him give a second yellow to an Arsenal player for kicking the ball away. Why did he not also go with the I did not want to ruin the game?
Again, so you see what I'm saying? Consistency. So why even create a rule that would have consistency as the problem in the first place? That's my problem. Now, aside from that, when we're talking about how Manchester City responded, now I like those rivalries, because when Gabriel was being annoying to Erling Haaland, every time he cleared the ball off Erling Haaland, he would scream and all of that. So those kinds of things, it dey pain. So it dey pain if na your team they do them against. But when it's reciprocated, it's upsetting. And I understand that. Now those rivalries are what makes football sweet.
Yeah.
Right? But here's the thing. I will never subscribe to that notion of oh yes, and because they wanted the point so bad, they came and they packed the bus. Excuse me. I have seen Champions Leagues won with haram football. You cannot tell me that whatever, as long as you are doing it within the rules of the game, even diving in the penalty box is excusable.
Interesting. Well, let's go to the phone lines right now. I need to hear from the fans what they think or what they actually have to say about yesterday's game. Not to worry, Daniel Dubois says he proved everyone wrong. You get to hear from him, and also from AJ Anthony Joshua. All right, let's go. Hello, who's there? Hello. Yeah, good evening.
Former, I've been listening to you very clearly. The question I want to
You didn't tell me your name.
My name is Daniel.
All right, Daniel. Okay.
Was an error committed
on what incident?
On Arsenal player. The red card that was given to him, did he commit any foul? Was it an error?
Yes, he did. Committed a foul.
So what is now the bone of contention?
I'm not sure you've been listening to me, because I didn't have a problem with the red card.
Okay.
I didn't. I said it point blank.
He said it's a red card.
That they've been told that if you kick the ball away and you delay a restart, it's a yellow. And he had a yellow already.
Yeah.
So I would think it's a bit silly from Trossard. I don't have a problem with. The problem I have is if you're going to give Trossard a yellow, please give Doku a yellow. Please give Yao Pedro a yellow.
If they commit the same offense.
There were Chelsea players that were on yellows in their game against Bournemouth.
Hello, just like the second person said, they were not the same referee.
It doesn't matter.
That's what we're saying. It shouldn't matter.
It shouldn't matter if there is the same referee.
Let the consistency be.
Sorry. This thing is not about an individual.
Use discretion.
No. It's not about discretion.
Discretion goes out the way if you're talking about.
My point here is that the rule is the rule. They've been the referees, all 20 clubs, all players were told. So it's not about whether it is Michael Oliver today or Overdose tomorrow.
Or Chris Kavanagh.
The point is, if you do it, you get a yellow. It doesn't matter about the referee.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Let's go to another call. Hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Yeah.
Dizzle.
Good evening. This is Dizzle.
Yeah, good evening.
Hello.
Forget say they support Arsenal. I don't know why they support Arsenal. People like you supposed to be supporting club like Liverpool.
God forbid bad thing.
You too big to support Arsenal.
You say too big. Wow.
You for my hand.
Well, Friday, talk. Make your contribution.
Most of the news and everywhere. Forget say the way you analyze it. I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you because you cannot be. It's like a cheating on Arsenal now. Like just to cheat on Arsenal. But the thing I don't agree is that because they were one man down, that's why they could not win Man City. I remember in 2012, semi-final of the Champions League, Terry, the captain of Chelsea, was given a red card in the first round. Chelsea still go ahead. They went ahead to defeat Barcelona in that semi-final. This one you can remember now.
Yeah.
That Torres goal now.
Yes, I remember.
Last season, Liverpool got a record. Our captain in the 11th minute against Newcastle. They scored 2 late minute goals to defeat Newcastle.
Friday.
Be a madam.
All right, Friday. We have to go now.
Is Newcastle Man City?
We have to go now.
Newcastle is also in
Liverpool. For chilling with friends, till tomorrow. Niger Cafe Rum. It's the Niger spirit for you. Niger Cafe Rum. The Niger spirit for you. Niger Cafe Rum. Was made for you. Made for you.
Enjoy the rich, dark, bone strong, real coffee tasting vibe of the new Niger Cafe Rum. Get the right kick for your Niger spirit today with
Niger Cafe Rum.
Niger Cafe Rum. Crafted for the proud people.
Standing in the right corner is every investor's pride, offering affordable yet profitable homes to investors in Lekki, Horizon Estates. And in the left corner, the destroyer of currencies and the nightmare of investors, inflation.
Horizon Estate will always beat inflation hands down. No, this one looks tough. I think I'll put my money elsewhere. Where else can you find a rewarding asset that will appreciate at a very impressive rate and even secure you a lifetime returns of millions in rental income? My friend, Horizon Estate is the way to go. Make a winning investment decision today with Horizon Estates. Own a 3-bed apartment by Lekki Phase 1 at 69.99 million naira outright payment. Offer valid till October 2nd. For more details, call 0700 123 9002 or visit hzelekki.com. Horizon Estate. If our prices don't sway you, our quality will.
I'm in love. Sonia tomato mix, stand up. Is it to open? Is it to squeeze? Is it to scoop? And is it to stop?
Sonia tomato mix in a new stand-up pouch.
In Nigeria, the weather can change in an instant, just like life itself. Even when you are caught in a heavy downpour or harmattan has left your skin dry, there's one thing that never changes: the restoring power of Vaseline Petroleum Jelly. Because we all know when harmattan strikes, if you are not protecting your skin, it cracks. So do your lips, and no one wants that. So, use Vaseline Petroleum Jelly to keep your skin healthy, smooth, moisturized, and protected all day long, so you can embrace every season with confidence.
Charlatan Quality Anti-Malaria contains Artemisa and Lumefantrine, available in cherry-flavored dispersible tablets with very convenient dosing for kids. Charlatan is also available in tablets for adults. Knock out malaria in 3 days with Charlatan from Shalina Healthcare. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult your doctor.
There's something about opening a teaser's bottle that just changes the vibe. It's not just a drink, it's a portal to good times. Discover Teasers, the true ready-to-drink sparkling cocktail that brings fun, adventure, and freshness to every sip. Embrace the now and savor every drop. Whether you're hanging out with friends, watching the sunset, or just unwinding after a long day, Teasers can be your companion. Grab a teaser and let the good times roll. Enjoy responsibly. Teasers is for those 18 and older. Teasers, the fun never ends.
Enter the Onga Taste the Millions promo with 250 million naira worth of cash and prizes to be won. To stand a chance to win, buy any of the new promotional packs, take one empty sachet of the Onga 90Q pack or 2 empty sachets of the Onga 50Q pack to the collection center closest to you and exchange the sachets for a scratch card. Scratch the card to reveal a unique code. Text the code to 1393. Promo runs from September to October 2024. For further inquiries, visit www.ongamillionspromo.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Sorry, madam. There's an emergency at the shop. They need you now. It's a serious...
Nothing is more serious than a Golden Morn breakfast with my family. Don't you understand? All our winnings start with a nutritious golden breakfast. Now, sit down. Please join us.
Yes, ma. At once.
Breakfast is serious business. Handle it with a nutritious Golden Morn. Now with a great new look. Trust Golden Morn to help fuel your family to win every day. Golden Morn. Make every day golden.
Imagine thinking you bought an unlimited data plan, but the next thing we hear is,
oh, this data has finished again.
Well, that's what happens when you don't buy a truly unlimited data plan.
Enjoy truly unlimited data with unlimited speed-based data plans from Airtel. Visit www.airtel.com.ng/HBB to buy now. Airtel, a reason to imagine. Savings that bring you home.
Kids, this is our new home.
Dad, our new house is big.
Savings that support your joy.
Congratulations, you've become parents.
Savings that free your creativity.
Camera rolling and action.
Achieve much more with AXA Mansard Money Market Funds. Open an account today to enjoy competitive returns on savings. Track daily interest with ease. Prompt liquidation without penalties. Transact online and via USSD. Visit www.axamansard.com today.
Please read the prospectus and where in doubt, consult your stockbroker, fund or portfolio manager, accountant, banker, solicitor, or any other professional advisor for guidance before subscribing.
What does it mean to be unusual? It's something that comes naturally, something you can't fake or force. It's the way we express ourselves. We're playful, experimental, and vibrant. But you knew that. But most importantly, when we show up in style. Our style speaks volumes and our Desperados brings us closer. I'm Ladipo, and I'm unusual.
Head over to @DesperadosNG on Instagram to cop the latest fit now. Go for the unusual. Go Desperados. Drink responsibly. Not for sale to persons under the age of 18.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
The telenovelas of radio information. More news.
More conversations.
More information.
More sports.
And more talk.
Nigerians station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
All right, I don't know who gave Anthony DJ Spinner, but apparently that is what Brownish calls him. I know he's just hating on Anthony. He'll come good this season, I'm sure.
On someone that's almost inconsequential.
Woo! I don't understand.
Oh my God! No, seriously, why would anybody waste his
Oh my God!
Almost inconsequential.
Oh my God! See, you don't keep him out when he's down. You have one people to know that.
DJ Spinner,
I'm offing your mic, Brownish. Naughty guy. But anyways, welcome back. 99.3 Nigeria Info. See, what Anthony is going through now is a trying period. I know he'll come.
He's been going through for 3 seasons now.
Well, I mean,
I've been at 3 seasons.
There's no end. There's no end to.
He lives in a trying period.
No, but you can't tell when he'll snap out of it.
Please.
Because at the end of the day,
there's
Ten Hag is just like Rashford too. Rashford is going through difficult.
He's gone. He's a gunner.
What do you mean?
It's okay.
Is he going to be sold to Arsenal?
Yeah, we don't need him.
No, yeah, we'll give you.
Should take his £100 per week.
He's going to compliment Saka and of course Martinelli. Yeah, Brownie, shut up.
So briefly, I just wanted to say, and before we move on from that entire Arsenal City conversation, I just wanted to mention that I feel like I don't think I've had as much respect for Arsenal as I had from this game at the Etihad, because let's not forget they got that red card, in the first half, and then eventually holding out for as long as they did against Manchester City side, when that was not the game plan originally. After going 2-1 up, I feel like even though I'm always going to be a Pep fan, I'm a Pep fanboy till death. But yeah, I don't think Arsenal have been bigger contenders to be Premier League champions than they are this season, because they look not just like
the last 2 seasons.
No, they look not just like a good side. They look mature. They look like a side that even when things are not going.
Arsenal side, they attack together and then they defend together as a group.
For all of the plaudits.
Yeah.
For all of the plaudits and.
She wants to cook. She wants to cook now. Cook.
Now.
And that cook.
I'm looking at something.
What are you looking at?
Arsenal actually, do you know Manchester City were off on the day? Manchester City were off. Arsenal actually lost an opportunity to get one over their rival.
How?
Now, I'm going to tell you why.
How?
You are reaching.
I'm going to
serious reaching.
Please, I'm going to tell you why. Pep Guardiola was a bit passive in that game that I was worried. Now, you had a advantage of Arsenal. They had advantage of one man, right? Okay. You had Kovacic on the field of play. You had Akanji on the field of play. You had Ruben Diaz on the field of play. When a team has a man advantage, you should not be going for players that have deficiencies in shooting from range, because at that point, Arsenal were so cohesive and comfortable with the defense that they needed. And how on earth did he linger before he? If you notice, he didn't make so quickly like I would have expected Pep Guardiola to react.
And that's on Arsenal.
Now, I'm going somewhere.
Okay.
That's why I said the City had an off day that Arsenal could not
capitalize.
Exactly. Now, eventually, Jack Grealish should have come off the bench earlier enough. All right. Phil Foden, he's been sick in and out, should have as well come in. And now you left Manuel Akanji is that sort of defender that is technical. He's got that mobility to deal with that crowded, congested area. But Ruben Diaz is ill-suited for that kind of, because each time he got on the ball, each time Ruben Diaz got on the ball, Arsenal defenders were a lot more comfortable to deal with him, right? Okay. At the end of the day, I expected the substitution to come earlier, but for whatever reason, that Pep Guardiola was passive and Arsenal, they tried everything possible, they defended, but for the fact that they did not capitalize. On City's off day. They were almost beaten 2-1.
Again, you are reaching.
For real.
I'm sorry, you are
for all of the
I'm sorry. So can we say
that Arsenal are getting?
Yeah.
But if you want to be a title contender, you had the opportunity
to do what?
to deal with Manchester City, who had an off day. At some point, they were bereft of ideas. At some point, City were bereft of ideas because. In fact, that
when
game,
when they went one up, they were not passive.
You know that game overdose would have been played till midnight. That City wouldn't have still scored Arsenal.
So
because of the way they were so difficult.
So it's not Arsenal's fault that they don't have people to shoot from distance.
So no,
that's what I'm saying now.
Yeah.
For the fact that Manchester City made their substitution late.
Arsenal did not have any.
They would have hung in there to take all the 3 points. That's what I'm saying in summary.
They didn't want to.
City had an off day practically.
So 21 attempts to 0. Arsenal wanted to defend their lead.
I just want to say something, right? You see, and we're going to use the Gen Z inspired word, is disingenuous for Adeze to say that if City had played that game
Brownie,
to 12
I'm buying
midnight,
dinner tonight. That's the exact
that
one
they won't have scored. You know why? Because did City not score? They did. Which means that regardless of whatever happened, in the same way that if you are playing a Real Madrid and you are one man down, you better pack the bus. In the same way that if you are playing Pep Guardiola's Barcelona and you are a man down, you better pack the bus. With 11 you are packing the bus safe. Not even to talk about. And then so if you're playing Bayern Munich and you are a title contender, you pack the bus. Why? Because they have not just the expertise, but they have the quality as well. Even if you're going to play them openly, even if you're going to, the City is the best team in Europe right now.
Ten Hag, I hope you are listening.
Real Madrid has something to say about that.
City is
they are the European champions.
You know they are, but like City, in my opinion, right? If you are going to put City and Real Madrid to play a game right now, right? I would expect City to win. The only game Madrid would go into and be seen as the underdogs, whether they are European champions or not, is a game with Manchester City right now.
Probably.
Right? They are the only. But here's the thing. The thing is, it is just sense. Now, Arsenal did what Arsenal had to do. City still had the quality to snatch 1 point back. Imagine if they had now played expansive football.
No, the point she was trying to make was that they should have still gone ahead to.
The reason why City. That's the reason why City looks. The reason why City.
We have to move on.
Manchester City.
Just a second.
The reason why.
Wait. Hey, God, I beg you, wait.
I stand by my point.
Calm down, Ada, calm down.
Ideas.
Oh my goodness. Where do
City had an up
Hey
game.
guys, calm down. Now the only reason I'm going to allow you continue is if you are buying me dinner tonight. Are you buying me dinner? Are you buying me dinner? Yes or no?
No.
Oh yeah, we'll move on.
Wait.
Are you buying me dinner?
I was.
Are you buying me dinner tonight?
I was the one talking, and you allowed them to encroach on my time.
It's very simple question.
I don't have money. How my oga go dey tell me to make I buy am dinner tonight?
020127709993 020146579190. That's the only way I'll allow them to stop. If not, they will continue talking. Hello, who's there? Good evening.
Hello, Badu.
Hi, how you doing?
Yeah, this is Bola speaking from
Bola, welcome. Talk to me.
Yeah, I've been enjoying the conversation.
Yeah, I've been enjoying it too. I'm just joking. I've been enjoying it. Yeah.
But I just want to point out something. People are not seeing what I'm saying. See, Arsenal, I think the way they are playing with the few games they have played this season so far, I think.
Turn down the volume of your radio set, please. Thank you.
Let me do that. I'm sorry for that.
Oh, see, I'm hearing the whole back.
Okay.
All right
then. So, the way Arsenal are playing with the way I'm studying them with the few games they have played this season, I think they are biting more than they can chew. They are too over ambitious about pursuing that particular Premier League. And that is where they are going to feel it as time goes on. I'm looking at some things that might come to haunt them. The way they are using all this energy from the beginning. I think they were very lucky last season not to have had major injuries. And I think that luck will not evade them. I mean, that luck will evade them this season. They won't be as lucky as that this season because the energy these boys are putting into matches will still come back to haunt them along the line. They will run out within before the season will come to an end.
All right then, thank you so much. First, we wanted to say something.
Just for the records, they already have injuries. And just for the records, they've had the most difficult of the 5 fixtures across the Premier League. They've come out of it creditably. They've gone to arguably the 3 biggest away grounds. Tottenham maybe not in the mix, but their game against Tottenham is a derby, so it's a big ground for them. Villa, Etihad, and they've gotten 7 points
from London
from these 3 places. Talking about injuries, I don't know if the last caller knows that Rodri, as we call him short, is out for the rest of the season.
Wow.
Yes, that's the latest news from Manchester City. He's out for the rest of the season because he's possibly torn his ACL. And he's talking about Arsenal. Arsenal actually do have injuries as we speak. But they've navigated it. They have players to come. Everybody will suffer injuries. The bottom line will be, how are you able to navigate it?
If I'm being fair, if I'm being fair, I feel like this is the season that Arsenal can take it.
But just one question I want to ask you guys.
Again, remember,
I want you to be quickly
about those. You know, I've been largely silent.
Yeah.
I just remember that City is not even Arsenal's problem in the title run. I said it on, I think on Saturday.
You say you're slightly silent, or what is
basically.
Oh, okay. Maybe you're like Man City now. You don't want to show yourself.
So again, I say that City is not Arsenal's problem. Fulham took 4 points off them last season. That's the title right there. It's not City head to head. It's not City. But that used to, is not their bone.
I said that thing over and over. When you remember when
Fulham,
they were going on and on about they went to Etihad to play 0-0.
They have sold one of their prospects to Fulham in Smith Rowe, right? They took 4 points off them last season. That's the title right there.
Don't worry.
Not City.
They will beat Fulham black and blue. Don't worry.
There could be another bone somewhere else.
Of course.
City
nobody will go all 38 games without dropping points unexpectedly. The last time City lost at the Etihad, does anybody remember? November 2022. Who beat them? Brentford.
Yeah,
you
Brentford,
remember that
yes,
game? Nobody saw that.
And Brentford nearly beat them again. This
exactly.
time
Nobody saw that coming.
After that, Yawisa early goal. Yeah.
So the truth is, you will have those days. Those days will be there when somebody will drop points when you least expect. Nobody saw Liverpool dropping points against Forest just a week ago. Nobody saw that coming.
Nobody.
So it's going to happen.
But Ufoma, if I should just ask you, and I'm going to ask you quickly because we have the Anthony Joshua conversation coming up. Has the game between Man City and Arsenal, has it, given you any idea of what the title race will look like this season?
Maybe not. It's still early days. It's the fifth game of the season. There are 33 more games to play and a lot can happen. But what yesterday's game showed for me is what some of us who are maybe chronic Arsenal fans have been seeing for a while, but probably other rival fans saw it. We are not here to joke.
Okay.
We might not win it at the end of the day, but trust me, this present Arsenal team is not playing with anybody.
Star 347 star 880 star 3 hash. Money to be given out by 9. It will be the Bet Niger La Liga show coming up, and then from 9:30 we'll take it up to 10. Ada, what's up? Has the game given you an idea as to what how the title race will look like this season? 2
seasons ago it was one-sided, right?
No.
Yep. Yeah,
it was one-sided. The season that which was last season, Arsenal now took 4 points off them.
Exactly.
So now I thought I loved
and 2 points. They won by 2 points.
Exactly. So now the thing is that rivalry, a lot is in it because remember that case 115.
Arsenal win league this year. That's not a joke.
115. That case is on one side, and then that's Mikel Arteta.
No, but if that 115 issue should affect Man City, best believe that Man United are winning the title.
No, I don't think it will be retrospective. I don't think it will be retrospective. I think it will be for this season. I don't think they would. Well, there have been some people have suggested that they would probably be punished. They will go as far back.
Backdated punishment.
Exactly, but I don't think that's going to work because if you do that, there are a lot of legal implications. The people that were supposed to be in Europe and are not in Europe, the people that got relegated, there's a lot of complications. Like again, I don't think that will happen.
I've come out to say that I looked at City's legal team. In as much I was mentioning Lord Panic, there's another one, New Way. That one is another. Hi, their lawyers are actually the very best you can get. So they will find a way. But if it's for point deduction, it may affect them. It may affect them. But you see that expulsion, relegation, completely throw them out into existence. I don't think all of that.
Okay, well,
this rivalry is here to stay because of that Mikel Arteta factor. Do you understand the Mikel Arteta factor that he actually learned so well under Guardiola? And who would have thought that Arsenal have now embraced the dark arts? It was so good to see. Game never start. Kai Havertz from nowhere went to go and batch road.
Arsenal has always employed the dark. Did you watch Arsenal under George Graham?
Now.
Did you watch Arsenal under George Graham?
See problem when they brought.
I'm telling you that
Arsenal under Wenger were soft bellies. In fact, their players were diminutive.
Later stages.
How many of them?
God said.
Many of them were that
Martin Keown, Vieira. What's this guy's name? Henry, Will Todd. I know, come on, don't say that.
Compare that old of Arsenal of old and this Arsenal of today, virtually everybody.
Ada, you did not watch the first 7-8 years of Arsene Wenger's Arsenal. If you did, you won't say this.
Arsene Wenger's Arsenal that their training and nutrition routine change the entire season.
What is that? The Arsenal I met.
That's what you say.
The Santi Cazorla, the Fabregas were easily outmuscled in midfield. But right now, I'm talking about that's not under Mikel Arteta. Right now, all of that have changed. They have gone for players with height everywhere. Why do you think they're defensively strong?
All right,
let's
just quickly do this one, and it's all about AJ over the weekend. Well, of course, he was floored by Daniel Dubois in the 5th round, and let's listen to him as his post-fight press conference after he was knocked out in that title fight.
Wanted to come and do this. I told you not to, but you always do it. We're not going to take questions, but you wanted to say a few words.
Firstly, always walk with your head high. We took a shot at success and we came up short, unfortunately. We rolled the dice, man, for the third time. There's 13 world title fights. Not everyone's been successful, but everyone's been fun and entertaining. We're trying to create history for British boxing, and I think we're doing that. And also, I appreciate all the press, media. The fans aren't here, but I thank them through you guys. I'm sure you guys will let them know that we're appreciating their support. And probably you're asking, do I still want to continue fighting? Of course I want to continue fighting. That's what I said is, we took a shot at success and we came up short. And what does that mean now? We're going to run away. We're going to live to fight another day. And that's what I'm a warrior. And also, before I finish, we have to give credit to our opponent as well, Daniel. Even though when I sign up to fight opponents, I don't really like him in my head anymore. But now it's done. I take my hat off to him and say, well done, Tim and his team. And also thank you to my team as well for the way they prepared me. There was a few mistakes in there, but that's the name of the game. Fine margins can cost you at the top level. So thank you.
Should Anthony Joshua call it quits when it comes to boxing, or should he continue at Daisy Michael? He says he's a warrior, fine margins. I like the way he's still confident though. But again, I mean, when you hear him and you listen to all he has to say, I don't know. Do you think he should still continue? Do you think he'll still get to that top level anymore?
Well, this two big expensive question. First off, I think the boxer would continue. He's 34. Not like he's 37 or 38 like the Wilders of this world. He's still 34. And if you look at the monies that is involved, first off, he's still one of the ambassadors of the Saudi sports washing. There's still contract that he signed low key that means that he has to fight again in Saudi anytime soon. So he's not going to walk away from that. There's also the match room boxing with Eddie Hearn, the promoter, and DAZN outfits. So these are contracts. He made about, I think, 38 million from the fight of Otto Wallin, and then Alexander Usyk, he made about 8 million. So look, money-wise, contractual-wise, he's still tied to keep showing himself as Anthony Joshua the brand.
Yeah.
However, for legacy-wise, he is that sort of, we've seen him when he was written off completely, even including pundits and sports people like us. He bounced back by beating the likes of Otto Wallins, getting back the pound of flesh over Andy Ruiz, but right now he's fallen again. I think that this is a man that wants to keep cementing his legacy. He wants to keep honoring the contract that he signed, and he wants to show the world that, yeah, I can fall today, tomorrow I can rise. I don't think, in my own opinion, I do think that he should pack it in. I don't want to say the word retire. That's why I use the word he should pack it in. But because of commitments and contracts, I do not think he's going to step away anytime soon. One thing again I would like to say to Anthony Joshua, his boxing skill set is not really in doubt. He is a boxer, good boxer. But however, I'm asking myself now, does he give everything? each time he comes up in this bout, does Joshua give everything? Is his mind and soul in it? Because on Saturday, what we saw was Joshua who felt, I'm in this fight not to lose. But his opponent started aggressively. I want to win. The mentality. You can prepare for 6 months, you can prepare for 7 months. If your mind is not there, you're going to mess it up. The first step alone was already flawed. Tentative feet, wrong jab, and I'm like, Kilo Shele Baba, what is this? So at the end of the day, he needs to put his mind in it. We need to see Joshua of back in the day. Again, I talked about giving him a chance. He likes to be the king of comebacks, but the way his career has been up and down, highly inconsistent. That's why a lot of persons are saying, Baba, it's just so you know, go rest and do other things with boxing. Just like maybe attach yourself to the hand, the promoter, and keep promoting other people. Just find yourself, because in boxing there are other businesses, not just being in the ring. You could be a big name, you could be the face of it, whatever. But the way it's going up and down, that's why some persons are saying retire. But I still feel that Joshua, I know, would want to continue fighting and cementing his legacy and continue proving critics wrong.
All right, Brownish, well, we don't have time. We'll go for the 8:55 ads, and then, of course, yes, indeed. Sorry? Okay, we'll go well, 8:55 at 9:30. We'll come back and we'll finish the conversation. Don't forget, we also have money to give away. *347 *880 *3#.
Please, D1, my man, it's game time. The players are walking onto the pitch. What's left?
Sir, here's your Niger Cafe roll.
Oh.
That rich, dark, bold, strong, real coffee tasting goodness.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at 99.3 Info. We are more radio. Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.